Apparently we have too much fun.
Mo's already been up to shenanigans when we hit record, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm always
Happy last Sunday in March.
happy Palm Sunday. I'm wearing my Palm Sunday green today.
Me too. Just on the
You just
inside.
can't see it. Happy
I can't
last Sunday in March. Here we are.
I can't believe it's April in a couple days. It's crazy.
It literally is. Wednesday is the first. It's insane.
Yeah. But
You love
anyway,
April 1st, Moe. You love April Fool's Day. But I
I'm
feel like
flying over it. I'm
every day.
Yeah.
Mo's getting ready to do some traveling, and she will be, yes, flying on April 1st. So are you going to play tricks on the flight crew or something? That's probably not a great idea.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Frowned upon.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. But so, hey, so what I want to talk about tonight
Hmm.
is ideas that come to fruition.
I love that.
Because for at least the past 2 or 3 years, I've had this idea for this sing-along songbook for the Women Airforce Service Pilots. Because
Yeah.
obviously, for you and I both, music is important. I remember being at the Air Force Academy, we'd always sing Jodies, and it helps you keep in step. Like the function of music in the military goes way back. I mean, even back to the Civil War. You talk about the drummers, you talk about the bugler. I mean, that's how you relayed messages, basically.
So back up for a second, though. You said Jody's. What's a Jody?
Like kind
Like
of
a
like a call.
call and response kind of thing?
Yeah. Sorry, the only one I can think of is not clean. So
Da 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 da, but like that kind of.
yes,
Why is it
that's
called
what.
a Jody? What's the origin of that? What's the
Well, I wasn't really prepared to
etym
talk about that tonight, so I don't know.
etymology? It's probably an acronym. Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, let's do that
I've
on our own time.
never heard that before. But anyway,
Oh,
I'm
really?
sorry.
Yeah, we always call them Jodies, but you think about it, it's like it's always like there's one person who will sing the call and everybody else will sing the response. And then what's really cool is the naughty one and then thinking about is there's a call, there's a response, there's a call, there's a response, and then everybody comes in on the chorus, but it's all to a beat that you can march to, like
Gotcha.
and it's really just to keep the formation in the same. However, the more we found out about the Women Air Force Service Pilots is they I don't think they wrote a lot of original songs, but a lot of them
Mhm.
were parodied lyrics from songs that already existed. And what I loved about the more I looked at the actual lyrics is essentially they were bitching, right? So the fun thing about the fun thing about parodied lyrics is you can kind of vent through song. It's kind of like telling a joke, so you can kind of
And nobody can
just
say
relay
anything
that stuff.
about it.
So
It's
anyway,
because it's just a song. Just a song.
yeah, just a song. They're just singing. No one's listening anyway, out of tune, out of key. But so when I started learning about the Women Air Force Service Pilot songs, I was like, it'd be so cool to have a sing along book. And I've had this idea for at least 3 years, and it's one of my downfalls, and I have a very, very triggering moment in the back of my head from when I was in elementary school, but follow through in completing things has always been an issue for me. So I try very, very hard to finish what I start. And I'm excited because we've had this idea, and especially when you
Yeah.
came on board and you helped with the lyrics and the chording and stuff like that. The plan was I wanted to do a baby steps to it, and so as you and I are getting ready to go out and host the Women Air Force Service Pilot Homecoming Weekend
In a couple of weeks.
on
Not that far away.
16, 17, 18 April,
Yeah.
it's next month. We don't have to worry about it. But the goal was
In
to
two and a
have
half
a
weeks.
I know. But the goal was to have not the full songbook, but to have a demo version, almost like a program. So I envisioned this thing, and they came yesterday, and I was really, really glad, Katie, that you were here with me when they arrived, because I'm like, I
Ready.
think you were mid-sentence saying something really, really deep and poignant and probably
I'm sure I
personal and
was.
emotional, and I'm like, they just got delivered, and we ran up there. But
Let's run up to the top of the hill. They're
but
so
here
pretty.
here is the demo book for the Women Air Force sing-along songbook.
Signed. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
that one's signed because I'm giving this to Nell Bright. Nell Bright is 104 years old. She's actually closer to 105 than she is 104 right now. And she is the last living Women Air Force Service pilot, and she is sharp as a tack, and I adore her. And one of her favorite songs is called Zoot Suits and Parachutes. And so we have
There it is.
the lyrics, the chords, and what I really like is I love all the behind the scenes stuff is, so we did a little bit about the song, which is called Bell Bottom Trousers, and that's the song that the parody is based on. So I put a little bit about the song, and then we also put a little bit about some of the words that are used in there, like a short snort bill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
and it a lot of it tells the history and tells the story that they had these ill-fitting zoot suits, they called them, because they were such an afterthought as far as everything went. So all of their stuff was like way too big. They had to tie it up.
Yeah,
They basically got the leftovers of
yeah.
everything, and how they, but again, they used it to tell their stories, and it's been so fat. I feel like I've learned more about the WASP from the stories, or from
Hmm.
from the stories in the songs,
Right.
than I have from just reading information. And that's really a wonderful thing about music, is it's such a good way to remember things. It's an entertaining, engaging way to tell stories. And I feel like I've learned a lot because of the songs that we've come across.
Well, and I love that because you and I are both storytellers, and we're in a master circle storytelling cohort, and we learn to tell better stories. But what I love about music is it's essentially a story put to
Yep.
song, and so I'm just really excited. So what we did is we ordered just 5 or 6 of these, so we can do one more round of edits, which I've
Mo has a few opinions when it comes to editing. I have to go through and check. We have a 2 or 3 songs in there that are chorded, and I've got to go through and make sure the chords are right and make sure.
Here's the worst part. So I'm really OCD about like consistency. So for example,
No.
there are times when we use the M dash, which is the 2 dashes that end up as one long dash,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there's
yeah.
some places in here where there's 2 dashes. The worst part about this project
I
is,
know what you're gonna say.
what is it?
You had to put in all the Oxford commas, and you hate Oxford
I hate
commas.
Oxford commas.
Poor baby.
But but there were so many Oxford commas just because the way he had written it, and I think that the Grammarly just put in the stupid damn commas. I think it's like a, I think it's
There's
like
one
a,
on the cover.
yeah. There's two in the well. There's one Oxford comma, but I swear there's like a union or something like that. Like I think there's like a commission on every comma you put in. Anyway, that's a
You
whole
get,
other
you,
thing.
you get a residual. You get 2 cents per comma.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so like yeah, here's one. There was a I got to put an M dash back in because it's just 2 dashes.
Ah.
So I read through this, but I tell you what, man, there is the first book I wrote was a small dog book, and I remember when I got the proof, and there is something about it's kind of like yarning, right? There is something about having an idea for something and then holding that something in your hand. It is I I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know how to relate it to anything. Maybe it's like having a baby. I don't know, but
Well, and along those lines, not along the lines
along
of
the baby lines.
no, no, no.
Okay.
But I have a program on my computer that makes sheet music, and it looks just as polished as sheet music you would purchase.
Yeah.
And for WASP, we're working on a couple of things, but also for various reasons, I've had some students over the years write music. And when I'm able to take what they've written and make it look like real sheet music, there's something different about that. There's something about seeing that idea. It's like it makes it real.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and I think we've shared this before, but one of the things I'm the most excited about is, and I know we've talked about this before, is bringing back a song that the melody was lost, but we have the lyrics. So we were able to write a new melody to lyrics that existed, and
Yeah.
we've cleared it past everyone. And I've already made sheet music for it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping when we roll out the final project, that's going to be part of it too, is reintroducing, like, here is the, not new and improved, but here is the lyrics that have been given second life
Well,
because
and
they.
again, I think it's one of those things where right now people can read it and it's going to sound like a poem, but now people can sing it. I mean, whether or not the lyrics or whether or not the melody is what it used to be, because
Yeah,
we have nobody that's got that corporate
we
knowledge.
tried.
Right, yeah, yeah. Anyway, I listen. I've had phone calls with sons and daughters of women Air Force Service pilots, and nobody remembers the song. I've read
Yeah.
the, but anyway, so I'm excited. And this was actually your point about about songs is when you go to a museum, and this is what's that?
I was just going to say this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go. Because I mean, I think so this. Well, let me preface it, and I'll hand it off to you.
Okay.
So the Women Air Force Service Pilot Museum is out in Sweetwater, Texas, and it is difficult to get to. And by that I mean you fly to Dallas, and then you get in a car, you just point it west and go for 3 hours. And I think there's a little bit of poetic justice to the fact that it is so difficult to get to, because what the women did, and for them to even get there, there is a poetic parallel in that it was difficult for them too to
Yeah.
get there for metaphorical and logistical reasons, and to do what they did was difficult too. But at the Women Air Force Service Pilot Museum in Sweetwater, Texas, it is the actual field at Avenger Field where these women trained,
Yeah.
and a lot of them have chosen to have their ashes spread once they pass away back on that field. I mean, it's a very formative time. And it was a time when the government didn't even acknowledge them. They were treated like less than civilians. I don't mean to but anyway,
Yeah.
the museum has people's uniforms. They have their zoot suits. They have their dress blues. They have their wings. They have all these artifacts. And then I hand it over.
So when you see the uniform, you can see it, but you can't put it on. It's behind a case. You're probably not even allowed to touch a lot of the things. You can get in the simulated cockpit, but not everybody can get you can't get in the exact planes that they flew. You can't sleep on their cots. You can't eat the meals that they had. But the one thing you can do exactly like they did is you can sing the songs that they sang. And so I think that is such a cool way to have the experience and it be as close to genuine and just like they did, because the music just lives on. And I really love that is the one way you can be the most like one of these women that was a WASP.
Yeah.
And sing the actual songs to the tunes, and the research has been fascinating. It's just been great. So
Yeah. And of course, my favorite part is that not all of the songs are HR friendly. And
no. Not even close sometimes.
Yeah, some of them didn't age well. But I think it's important too. Is that what whitewashing is when you?
Yeah, I suppose.
But I think.
Are you asking because I'm white?
Yeah. Thanks, Ohio. I appreciate that. But I think what's important too is there are some. I'm going to make a parallel. I'm going to talk about something and it'll make sense. But let me
I am
preface it
there
first.
with you.
Yeah. Huh?
I am right there with you. Go ahead.
When I when I worked at the Pentagon, I loved giving tours of the Pentagon. And because of my badge, I could get into places that the public tour didn't go. And one of the places I would take people down was the Marine corridor. It's hard to explain, but there was a Marine hallway that had painted portraits of all the commandants, who was the highest uniformed person in the Marine Corps. And part of the reason I took them down there was it's just impressive to see these huge, larger than life portraits of people with all their medals and all the different poses, whatever they chose. But about almost like 3/4 of the way down the hallway on the left, there's this one picture, it's just a silhouette. And then you go and read the thing, and it was from one of the commandants of the Marine Corps way back in the day. And like you read his description and you're like, I don't know if I'm reading about an actual guy who was in charge of the Marine Corps or somebody that he had to punish. But the thing was, like, he had gotten in a duel, he killed a guy, he was in jail. I mean, it was like all these things that you don't expect of, well, I mean, you expect them of the Marines, but not of the commandant, right? But what I thought was fascinating is they don't know what this guy looked like. Like, he was buried in an unmarked grave. They have no idea what he looks like, and that's why there's just this silhouette. All these other majestic portraits that, they're like standing in their office, the dress uniforms on, all their medals, and then this one silhouette. And I think part of the reason I like to take people down that hallway is that is part of the Marine Corps' history. It's not pretty. It is not glamorous. It's not even honorable. but it's still part of the history.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times when I look at the lyrics that these women sang, I mean, they're not super bawdy, but if you kind of read between the lines, there's kind of like, oh, I now I understand what's happening. But that was part of their experience, and that was part of how they vented. That was part of the cathartic, the cathartic power of music. And I think while some of it didn't age well, I think to substitute, even there's a in I think it was 2020, the Air Force changed some words to be more gender neutral. But we made a conscious decision in this book for the third verse of the song. We talk about our brother men who fly, because that's what they sang. Now, we did put a note in there. It says, to maintain the authenticity of their voices, we've preserved the original lyrics. But in 2020, the Air Force went to a more gender neutral. And I think that's fine to make that note. But that wouldn't have been what they sang. They would have sang about the brothers who fly and, the men of old. So,
But at the same time, they also were able to take some ownership, like the song "I've Got a Sixpence." They, and this is a time when, I mean, women in general just didn't have the voice that women have now, and like they would say, no, like the song would say something about a pretty girl have I, and maybe tall, handsome man have I, and then they said, I'm happy as a
queen bee.
Yeah, so they changed it to queen. I don't know, it was happy as a lark or something. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But like that was their small, like, I don't want to say it was like their kind of like middle finger to the institution, but it was like, look, we are women out here. Exactly. It's very mean girls. It's very mean girls. But they grew up in a much more male dominated society, and those were those little ways they could make things their own, because they did get the recognition. Was it 1977 until they were recognized as military? They were recognized as serving the country while they were flying planes they were towing targets, and the men were shooting at those targets.
Yeah. But
the government was like, no, just go back home and raise your kids and be quiet. So it's and I'm of course not as connected with aviation, Moe, as you are, but what it makes me think of, the women that lived during this time, makes me think of like my grandma. My grandma, who was a farmer's wife and raised kids, and like just all of the stuff how hard women worked, and the inequality that was there in the 1940s, that they endured that, so we don't have to as women. We have rights that they didn't have. So, and you and I both own and run our own businesses, and things like that women, our grandmas couldn't do that. But so it's very inspiring. It's just really, if you get the chance to go, please go. It's really worth it. It is really an amazing experience. I'm so excited about going back. I'm so excited.
Well, and to kind of, and this kind of ties in more to the way that we MC events, but one of the things that you and I worked on talking about Sixpence is, so we're getting ready to host the homecoming. So we'll do, Katy will play the cocktail hour, I'll do the introductions and auction, and then we'll do some more sing-alongs and things like that. But what the museum staff had said was they wanted to play the last 2 minutes of the song, this last 2 minutes of a movie, and the movie is called The Girls from Sweetwater. It's a short 25-minute movie about kind of everything that they went through, a little bit of their experiences. But the very end of the movie, as the credits start rolling, there's a WASP, and she's older, and
do we know who she is, by the way?
I think her name is Betty, and I think it's Betty Brown, but there's like 97 Bettys. It's a lot of but she's singing, and you can tell that she's kind of trying to remember, and it is the song Sixpence, and she's singing, no cares have I to worry, no tall and dark
handsome man.
But anyway, she's singing, and then as she finishes singing, the piano comes in a different key, and they kind of fade out to black, and the credits roll. So the idea was, that the museum staff said, was they wanted to close the program on Friday night, the dinner, with showing her singing, and then maybe somehow we could get the audience to sing along. So what Katy did, I'm really, really grateful, and this is the geeky stuff that I love, because it was important to me that when you took over live from a now deceased WASP who's going to be singing on the screen,
Yep.
that you be in the same key as what she was singing.
Yes.
And they're the little things, and I don't know that, maybe the average person who isn't as involved in music as you are, certainly, and as I am as well, or have that ear, I think most people won't understand what we're doing. Like the level of work that we did is not commensurate to the appreciation that people will have for it.
Yeah.
But if we did it the other way and did not take the care and time to put it in the right key, I think it would have been jarring and people wouldn't understand why.
Yeah.
But just so I can brag on you for a little bit. So this woman is singing and we were playing it over and over. And Katie's sitting here with a keyboard on her phone, a piano keyboard. And she's like, D, D,
Just had to find the tonic.
yeah. She's like, okay, the key's in E flat. Then you went and found the song, which wasn't an E flat. So you had to transpose it. So that, and it's beautiful, and we ran through it a couple times. Most of the times the dogs were barking, so that threw us off. But the fact that you could, when she's singing, and she's going to be on the screen singing, and I don't know if her family will be there, but she'll be on the screen singing, and then you'll start joining her by playing.
I will be actually accompanying her, which is so meaningful to me.
Yeah.
What an honor that I get to play for this woman. Yeah, it's just cool.
And then we're gonna fade her out, and then we'll sing, and then everybody will sing. We'll have the lyrics up on the screen. But those little things and those little details, the more you and I MC events, and the more you and I do event design, the more I realize that those, and it's I think a lot of it is just because we're obsessive compulsive a little bit. I'm just gonna loop you into my anal retentiveness, but I think that it's one of those things where we spent a lot of time and effort on syncing that up, and we're like, when are you going to start playing? When are you going to start singing? When does the music have to cut out? And I love the fact that we do that because, and while I don't know if you can hear the dog barking.
Speaking of dogs,
sorry,
it's okay.
Professional operation I'm running here, But I think while there isn't necessarily the return on appreciation, there's not the level of appreciation. However, if we didn't, and we just played whatever piece of music you bought and didn't transpose it, it would be jarring, but people wouldn't exactly understand why.
Yeah.
So I love those little details that we do, and the time and effort we put to take into, to put into things. Even though it won't be necessarily appreciated, it would definitely be noticed on a subconscious level if we didn't. So it's kind of like this catch 22, 23. So
there's little that makes me more excited than putting two songs together and they're in the same key. It doesn't take much. If I can build a medley out of something, I'm a happy girl.
Yeah.
So question for you, Moe, because you started off talking about being a finisher and having an idea. Mm-hmm. And so three things. And the WASP can be your first one, or you can share something else. What is something that you had an idea of that you've brought to fruition and you're really proud of it? What is something that you're in process and you could see it's going to be finished one of these days? And what is something that's still an idea that's brewing that you haven't started yet, but you still want to see it happen?
Man, I have a lot of ideas.
I know. You're brilliant.
Well, I don't think that because I have a lot of ideas, I'm brilliant.
Well, they're good ideas, so I think that's kind of the definition.
Holly's on here and she says, once upon a time in my life as an epic MC is a thing. She goes, you're logging these, right?
Yeah, you get us.
Yeah, the WASP. So the funny thing is on my computer, in all my digital clutter, I have my highest hierarchy. I have all my events, I have my photos, but I have an ideas folder. And then underneath the ideas folders are concepts, developed. I think there's a third one, but anyway, essentially there's things I have ideas of, and then they've got all their folders, and then things that I've developed. And what I'm excited about is I feel good about moving the WASP songbook, sing-along songbook, from a concept to a developed idea. Even though this is just the demo book, this is going to be the fundraiser book.
Yep.
Um,
Because next year we're going to do the full
yeah,
spiral
spiral
bound.
bound. Yeah,
It's going to be nice.
but yeah, that's something. Honestly, I would say this yarning thing that you've got me doing. I have never been proud of something physically that I made, and it doesn't have a folder, but you taught me how to crochet Thanksgiving of
Picks it right
24,
up.
and yeah, I recently did a corner to corner and made that, and I've
Yes.
never been
Have you made
physically.
a weighted pig?
There you go. Yeah, but see, I don't that frustrates me. Mostly because I can't make the damn circle, but. I love just going back. Like here, this is my sound absorber. Just I just all you want to do is just go back and forth, and I'm happy. So
Okay.
yeah. So how about you? Do you have any ideas that are yet to come to
Oh
fruition?
man. Um, I still, and I've talked about this for a while, and I've worked on it here and there. I would like to write a book
Okay.
about what I've learned being on the piano bench for 35 plus years.
What's the name of the book? I know.
Tales from the bench. I have a lot of tales from the bench. Um, I gave a student a prize tonight for singing with her head in a good position because I told her that like a month ago, and she came in and I was like,
Where was her head that she had to pull it out from?
she used to sing like this, and now she's singing like this, and I was very happy. Um, I don't know. Yeah, that's something that I would like to. I think there's something really cool about writing a book because when you're gone, that book is still there. It's a narrative like no other, like that you have.
Yeah.
So
So
I don't know what the
what
logistics
steps
are
are
going
you
to.
taking to start making that happen?
I mean, I have some things digitally, like posts and things that I hashtag a certain way so I can collect them. And I've written some stories. I need to pull them together, and
Okay, so I'll ask my question again then. Kathy Shellman. Holly, explain. Kathy Shellman gets you on the exact thing. Explain, please. Um, Going back to Katie now for the interrogation.
no, no, no. Let's talk to Holly.
Um, so again, what are you doing to make a book happen?
I'm not doing anything actively right now, but
Okay,
I
what
need
could
to
you be doing to make a book happen?
really pulling things together, like getting things written and into folders, and start to look at publishing options and
Okay.
things like that.
Okay, Holly, if I'm interpreting this right, Holly is volunteering to be your accountability book bud. She wants to know
Aw.
what's your due date. Am I reading that right, Holly?
Ooh, thanks, Holly.
Yeah,
Holly doesn't mess
Holly,
around.
you definitely got a book in you for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Honest,
that's something you have done, Moe, is you've published books. I mean, that's pretty cool.
turtlenecking while singing. I have never seen a turtleneck. Do they just both stick their necks out and just rub on each other? Do they go like in a back alley and like, hey,
Turtles making out.
you want to make out?
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird.
All right, Thursday. Every Thursday, you and Holly will be having a book accountability club. I may not be interpreting these right, but that's how.
Okay, that's great. Holly, we will chat.
Just watch out for turtles making out because when the turtle's neck, nobody can see it.
They do it inside their shell.
Your shell or mine.
I actually too think that you and I would have a fun book that we could
Yeah,
produce too.
yeah,
I think we've got enough zany stories and things that we could do, and maybe meaningful things. I don't know. We are educators first,
yeah.
all that blah blah blah.
Anyway. So
Okay,
honestly, this was timely just because this came in yesterday, and
it's so pretty, you
it
guys.
is something. Yeah, it really did come out good. So we're just gonna do these edits. Katie's gonna look at the chords
I'm gonna
alignment, and we'll
check
get back to
everything.
Joe, the designer, who's a fabulous designer.
She is. She's
Uh,
great.
yeah,
And yeah, we get to roll it out to the public and get it in people's
yeah.
hands in just a few weeks. So I'm really, really excited.
Okay, here's what's happening.
Okay.
On Thursdays, you'll drop something into a folder, a story, a picture, or an idea, and
Wow.
by the end of the year, you'll have 52 Thursdays. That's a good name for a book. 52 Thursdays. 52 on a leap year. I don't think that works, but to Holly's point, Holly, I do like this idea because one of the things our coach says is consistency over time equals results, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think if you do something and saying I'm going to do something every Thursday seems manageable.
Yeah.
Saying I'm going to do 52 things does not seem manageable.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you have consistency, I love this for you too.
One thing I am proud of, though, that came to fruition was I did my first vocal VIP course a couple
Yes.
weeks ago, and that was an idea, and it was a good idea, and because of lifing, it almost didn't happen, but it did happen, and it's going to
Yeah.
happen again. So
Anyway, so somehow this recording, today's podcast came to be about just when you have the idea, and I think the other thing too is don't self-edit. If you have the idea, just do it. And Holly, again, I really do love that idea that every
Yeah.
Thursday you drop something into a folder, and then you go, you can expand upon it or whatever. But that makes
do
it
love
more
that.
manageable.
Yeah.
I'm excited. 52 Thursdays is a good name for a
Yeah,
book.
baby, let's do it.
All right. Well, you and Holly, you're and
Thanks,
Holly's
Holly. I'm excited. I'm excited.
My book will be called "I Walked In Onto Two Turtles Necking." So anyway,
Two turtles walked into a bar.
third one ducked. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Go make your ideas. Life shall always life. Yeah, true statement.
That is very true.
There's always going to be a reason not to do something, and I mean, the world belongs to the people who step out and make things happen. I mean, that's
Yeah.
So don't let life overcome your life, and make the things happen. 52 Thursdays starts the first Thursday of April. The book will come out next April because we need to get 52 of them in there. So this Thursday, I look forward to seeing what Katy and Holly drop into the folder, which I don't know where the folder
We'll be
is.
traveling.
Okay.
By the way, we will not be live next Sunday night because Mo will be somewhere else. And we go live on Friday, Full Stop Fridays as well. And we won't be this Friday as well because, again, Mo will be elsewhere.
I'll be
So
in Portugal.
happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah.
Bok,
Happy
bok.
Easter. All right. Have a great week. Have a great rest of March. Go out and do the things and do it one Thursday at a time.
That's right.
Eat the elephant one hoof at a time.
Will the frog.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Have a great week.
Bye,
Thanks so much
Holly.
for tuning in. See you
Bye.
guys. Bye.